So whenever we are using the yield function in a particular defining function, then this yield function is using to generate a particular value. Whenever we need to generate a particular value, we have to use the yield function. And yield function every time return you the different value if you are defining in the function. For example, over here, I am defining this simple generator fun and I am returning yield 1, yield 2, yield 3. Instead of using this yield 1, yield 2, yield 3, if I am using the return value, it will return the same thing whenever we are calling this function. But uh, we are using this yield function, so it will return the new value every time. When I will call this first time, it will return 1. Second time, it will return 2. Afterward, 3. And after that, it will not return the things. Why? Because it has only 3 values. So generator function and Python interpreter known that whenever we are using this yield function, it is known as to be a generator. Okay. Okay. Share PPT link. I will share it. I have shared the link in the chat. Yeah, I will explain it in the Google Colab also. So this is the simple generator function in which I am returning the value 10. Okay. So instead of using this return 10, if I'm using over here yield, so this return value 10, every time when we call this simple generator function, it will return only the value 10. Instead of using this return, if we are using the yield function, in the next function, I will use the yield function. So it will return me the value of updated value of every time. For example, over here, I am using this yield 5, yield 10 plus 5, yield 15 plus 5. So it will, at the first time, it will return the value 5, next time 15, and next time 20. So it is used like a iterator, which is iterating through the program and giving the values. Okay? Is, is it okay to you? Sadula. Sadula Industry. Okay. Okay, I will explain the Python lambda also. So lambda, whenever we are using this lambda function, it will create any function in a single line. For example, do you don't want to write a multiple line of program? You want to write the program in a single line. So for them, you have to use this lambda function. Over here, I have defined a calculator variable as CALC, and I am using this lambda function, calling this num, which is a number, and then I am giving output as even number if my num mod 2 is equals to 0. If this num mod 2 doesn't is equals to 0, then it will provide me the odd number as an output. If it is mod 2 is equals to 0, then it will provide me the even number. So you can use this function to create a short program. Uh, Over here, I have used this lambda function to remove the alphabets from a particular string. So over here, we are as output, we are getting the numerical function. In the second, I'm using this lambda function to exclaim something. Return the any string as an exclamation mark. For example, over here, I am using this question marks. Okay, so I have asked a question that how old are you? This is a question. Yes, it is a question. So it will print the question mark with this particular string. Now I want the sum of a digit in a number. For example, if I am using the number like 3, 4, 5, like this, can you tell me where this function can be used? Comment line. So generally we are using this function to check whether a particular number is divisible by some number or not. For example, when we are checking with the number 3, if some number is divisible by 3 or not. I'm audible to you? I'm audible. Okay. So for that we are using this find sum number. In that what we are using find sum as a variable, then defining this lambda. If you are using a single line function, every time you have to define the lambda, so that Python interpreter understand that this is my lambda function. Then as a n, which is my number, I will define sum. And how we can sum this? First, we are iterating through this all. 3, then 4, then 5, then 2, then 6, then 3, then 5. And it add all the numbers. What is the addition of this? 6, 4, 10, 5, 15, 2, 17, 3, 20 or 28. Yeah. So it will give me the 28. Lambda function is clear to you? Lambda function is clear to you all. Okay. What is the next topic for the discussion now? If you have any doubt, please ask me. Okay, innate and shall. So why we are using the self and innate function? Whenever we are using doing the whenever we are doing the OOPS concept in the Python, then we have to use this self and innate function. And what is the meaning of this self and the innate function? First, we will discuss you this innate method. Innate method is used in a Python to create to construct a program. In the C++ or Java, we are using the constructor word. But in the Python, we have to use this init method. Whenever we are using this init method in a particular Python program, then the Python interpreter knows that this is the module I have to create and give it to the user as an output. So init is just like a module. And what is the self? Self is a class method by which we are defining the variable which have to present in that as a single variable. For example, I am using the phone number, name and last name of a student. Then I have to use the self dot name is equals to name, so that the uh, whatever I have defining the program in the function, it will recognize all the variable in a particular manner. Is it okay, guys? Polymorphism. Polymorphism is just like a single person. For example, as I take as a human being, for example, I am calling you, I'm taking your example. Whomsoever, for example, I will take the X person. X person is the son of somebody. He or she is the grandson of someone also. He and she is the sister and brother of someone also. So this is the property of polymorphism. Person is same, but he has the different position at a particular place. When you are going in the college, you are the student. When you are going to play particular sport, you are the player. So polymorphism is that you have the single person, you have the single program, but your use is different position. You have the different uses of the things. Is it clear, Chilkara? Or I have to explain with the program also? Okay, I will show how we can program it. Polymorphism. So this is the polymorphism. I have created the class India and created the class US. In both things, what is the common thing in the both? The people who are living in the India or whether USA. So in the India, we are defining the capital language, and type. Means in which category it is. So every country has the same thing, like capital, language, and the type, in which category it is having: developing, developed, overdeveloped, underdeveloped. So these are the thing. These are the topic which is the same for every country. So that's why we are calling this polymorphism as a function. So I have created the class India, and in that I have defining the capital, language, and type. And whenever we are calling this function or class by using the object, we don't have to call it again and again. Just we are defining this for country in object India and object USA, and I will print country dot capital, country dot language, and country dot type. So it will give me output as a: New Delhi is the capital of India. Hindi is the most widely spoken language of India, and India is a developing country. And when I talk about the USA, it will return Washington DC as the capital of USA. English is the primary language, and US is a developed country, whether our India is a developing country. Okay. Divakara SV Degree College. What is this about guessing? What is the doubt in the file handling? We are using the three operation in that. First is a read, append, and write. When we are using the write function, it will write from the scratch. In the append method, we are writing with the existing file. Gunja Venkatesh. Okay, I will show you the append method, some example of the append. Just wait. Just wait for a while. I have to you open the appending file in the Python ideally. Just wait for a 2 minutes. You all are from the government colleges? No. Okay. Okay, so I have created this hello.txt file and I am using this R method. I have read this. If I am using it like on the both thing, I have used the write and append method.